Scott the Scottman. We're here to do a driving video today. We are heading south on I-75. So we're continuing our series of I-75 going south through the state of Michigan. As a matter of fact, last year I last filmed one going south on 75, coming down from M32 near Gaylord and going all the way to the exit for 127, which is where we started this video. So in this video we'll be going from the exit for 127 and we're going to be heading all the way down to the exit for 23 near Standish. So we got quite a ways to go in this video. It is a beautiful but hot day out today. It's filming this during Memorial Day weekend and my car thermometer is reading 84 degrees Fahrenheit. If you convert that to Celsius, it's almost 29 degrees. So if the summer weather has finally arrived in Michigan, because it's going to be quite warm the next several days, especially down in southeast Michigan. Yeah, right now I am making my way back down to the Metro Detroit area after spending a nice long weekend up in northern lower Michigan. Although technically I'm going back a day early, just so that way before going back to work, just have a nice relaxation day at home tomorrow. And it's not a bad idea anyway, because the traffic is going to be significantly worse tomorrow with everybody going back. Because what I ended up doing is I took off the Friday before the holiday weekend, so that way I could drive up on Thursday evening and then come back on Sunday instead of Monday like everybody else. So because of that, the traffic shouldn't be too bad. So I would say in this video we're pretty much just going to be in rural areas of Michigan. We're not really going to be going by any towns or anything. I think the closest is going to be West Branch. So it'll be a nice scenic drive with a lot of trees along the highway, so it'll be very peaceful. So yeah, but anyway, so with this past weekend I was staying in Frankfort, Michigan, which is all over on the shores of Lake Michigan, west of Traverse City. That was where I was staying for 3 nights, and yeah, Frankfort's quite a nice community. I stayed at a nice little local hotel that was in town, and it was nice being able just to walk 5 minutes from the little hotel and head over to the beach area where you can look out at the lighthouse in Lake Michigan. So I spent 2 full days up there, and a good part of today up in Frankfort, but also like the Leelanau Peninsula and Traverse City. Which I was just coming back from Traverse City now, which that's pretty much why I came back M72 to 75 instead of taking 115 back down. Because if I was coming straight from Frankfort, this is not the shortest way. I think this exit over here, if you make a right turn at the street, that'll take you over to Higgins Lake. And then right here too, we're entering Roscommon County. We've just left Crawford County, which is where Grayling is. Roscommon County, I'd say, is pretty rural. And Higgins Lake and also larger Hogan Lake, or Houghton Lake, excuse me, which is to the south of Higgins Lake. Those are like the big attractions in Roscommon County. And on a hot day like today, I'm sure a lot of people are going for a boat ride on Higgins Lake and Houghton Lake. Or probably even going for a swim too. Because right now all the lakes are pretty cold, just because it's only late May. So on a hot day like today, swimming in the lake would be pretty refreshing. So yeah, so we're going with, so talking about the trip. So the Friday, I spent the entire day up in the Leelanau Peninsula in the area around Sleeping Bear Dunes, which I'm so glad I planned that for Friday because it was not all that crowded up there. There were certainly people there, but it was very manageable and wasn't too chaotic. Although there were a lot of people in Glen Arbor though, but it's a success when I'm able to park on M22 in Glen Arbor. So I got to check out or walk around Sutton's Bay, got to go to the Grand Traverse Lighthouse, which is at the very tip of the Leelanau Peninsula, north of Northport. I've been to that lighthouse 2, if not 3 times already before this past trip, and I really enjoy going up there. Then I got to go into Leland, got to check out Fishtown, got a nice lunch at the Village Cheese Shanty, which they make great sandwiches too. And you can even buy some cheese in bulk there too if you like. But it was really cool to have a nice sandwich and eat at one of the picnic tables outside, inside the Fishtown area of Leland. It was absolutely fantastic. And then from there, went to Glen Arbor, got to visit the Cherry Republic. Even bought some dried Montmorency cherries, which would be great to have on salad or even coleslaw. Because when it comes to eating coleslaw, which is like I like to call the Scottman classic in a lot of my food videos, coleslaw is amazing when you mix it in with raisins. So if it tastes good with raisins, imagine putting dried cherries in your coleslaw, especially dried Montmorency cherries. They're cherries that are grown in Michigan. It's like, trust me, it's good stuff. And here's the exit for M18, which at M18, that'll take it over to, like, I'd say to the eastern part of Houghton Lake. Because right now Houghton Lake is well off to the southwest of here. And if you wanted to go to Houghton Lake, if you're coming from the north, you technically would have wanted to have gotten off at 127 and taken that down, because 127 goes a lot closer to Houghton Lake than I-75 does. And yeah, I think that exit back there, I think you can even go lower to South Higgins Lake State Park. Which I remember going there one time. It's a pretty cool park. A lot of nice hiking trails, and of course you got the beach on Higgins Lake. Very peaceful over there. So anyway, then after Glen Arbor, got to check out in the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore area, there's Glen Haven, which is a very historic village, which is really neat to see. And of course, I had to do the dune climb while I was at Sleeping Bear Dunes, and yeah, that can be a challenge to go up, but it's fun though, because you can get some cool views of Glen Lake over there, and of course, if you keep going past the dune climb itself and go on the trails, you can get some spectacular views of Lake Michigan. But what's really fun is that when you go back down the dune climb, you can run down the sand dune. It's a lot of fun. So I did that, did the Pier Stocking Drive, Scenic Drive, which is like between 7 and 8 miles long, and get some cool viewpoints of not only Glen Lake, but of course there's a Lake Michigan overlook where you're about 425 feet above the lake level, and if you're a total daredevil, you can hike down the big sand dune all the way down to Lake Michigan. Probably wouldn't take you very long to get down there, but it is a pain in the butt to walk all the way back up, because like dune that's at that overlook in the Piersaki Drive area, that is very steep. And I saw people literally crawling up the hill. It's like, because you're going to be hurting after that, you'll probably be listening to the song Crawling by Linkin Park. And as you go, crawl up the hill. But yeah, if you're able to do that though, and you get up without too much of a problem, yep, I salute you. Because yeah, when I was there, I saw people crawling up. Because it's like, yeah, and they warn you, it's like, yeah, be careful about going down. And they even say too that if you can't get back up, it's $3,000 for them to rescue you. So you know it's a tough climb back up if there is a hefty fee for a rescue if you can't make it back up. Although you might be able to walk along the beach on Lake Michigan, maybe walk yourself all the way back to Empire, but don't quote me on that because I've not tried that before, and I don't know if it's just a sandy beach all the way to Empire, or if you happen to go into like private property or something. So I don't know if you can do it or not. You might be able to, but it's like, or you can fly a drone there, but that's technically breaking the law because you're not allowed to fly drones in national park land. At least I think you can get a permit or something, but permits I think for flying a drone are probably not easy. They probably make it very difficult and very expensive to do that. Although you always, if you were a content creator or something, you always could maybe see if there's not an affiliate program, but maybe to where you can help the United States Department of the Interior promote their national parks or something. Like that would be a cool job. Although that, I'm sure that if the national park system were to offer something like that, there would be a huge demand for it. So yeah, it was cool to get back over to the Sleeping Bear Dunes, and of course got dinner really quick in Empire, which Empire, Michigan is where like you got the main visitor center for the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, and of course, and then head down to the Platte River, which the Platte River is one of the rivers in that area, and it empties out into Lake Michigan. You can get a good view of the Sleeping Bear Dunes from where the Platte River empties out into Lake Michigan. Get back into Frankfurt that evening, and I got to check out sunset at one of my favorite areas for sunsets in all of the Lake Michigan coastline in Michigan, and that's over at Inspiration Point near Arcadia, Michigan. It's like 15 minutes south of Frankfurt. You're quite high up from Lake Michigan. You get some spectacular views, and I had a perfect sunset because there were no clouds in the sky, and I got to see the sun go all the way down into the horizon. Like, it was beautiful. So that was my first day, and then the second day, which was just yesterday, I spent most of the day in Traverse City, where I got to walk around the downtown area. I got to check out a few different restaurants while I was there too. Got to check out Sparks Barbecue for some delicious barbecue. And then for lunch, I got to go to a place called Sledder's, which is the oldest restaurant, or at least the oldest oldest continuously running restaurant in the state of Michigan. The restaurant's been around since the 1880s. So it's really cool to eat inside a restaurant that has a lot of history. That's no one alive today is older than Sledders in Traverse City. It's like if you're watching this video and you are older than Sledders in Traverse City, contact me, because I'll need to contact the people who run the Guinness Book of World Records, because you gotta be the oldest person in the world by a long shot. And don't comment on this video saying I was born in 1877. No, you weren't. But yeah, it was a really cool restaurant. And then after that, I got to go up to the Old Mission Peninsula, which is in the middle of the Grand Traverse Bay, and at the very end of it, you have the Mission Point Lighthouse, which is another beautiful lighthouse. You get some really cool views of the northern part of Grand Traverse Bay, and there's even a nice little beach area too. I'll get back to that in a second, but right here is the exit for M55 West. So M55 West will take you all the way over to Cadillac, and then it continues beyond Cadillac and goes all the way out to Manistee. And M55 over here, it begins to run concurrent with I-75 for like the next 12 miles or so. So this is the one part of I-75, with the exception of in the Metro Detroit area, where we're pretty much going due east right now. St. Helen is like 8 miles, 13 miles to West Branch, and then 76 miles to Saginaw. I think we're good to get back over. Anyway, so yeah, the Old Mission Peninsula as well as the Leelanau Peninsula, that is a huge area. Like, that's an area that's huge for growing or producing cherries and like wine. Like, there are so many wineries up in that area, because a huge majority of all the cherries grown in, I think not just Michigan, but I think the United States, are grown in that part of Michigan, like the Leelanau Peninsula and the Old Mission Peninsula. Well, heck, and every July you have the Cherry Festival in Traverse City. So that was pretty much my day yesterday, although I did get back over into Frankfort, and I decided to catch a sunset, this time in the Frankfort area, although I was on the other side of the channel / harbor, over on, because there's a village called Alberta that's a couple miles south of Frankfort, and there's a beach over there which takes you out to the South Breakwater. Get some great views of the Frankfort North Breakwater Lighthouse. It's a beautiful spot for watching the sunset, but this time, of course, over there you're more at the level of the lake compared to Inspiration Point to the south, heading down toward Arcadia. here in less than a mile, or maybe like a third of a mile. This is the exit for St. Helen, Michigan, which is just a small town that's located to the north of this interchange. So, like, remember we saw the mile sign or the distance sign for St. Helen? Yeah, this is the exit for that town. You just get off here and you head to the north. Today, I left Frankfurt like late morning. I had to check out my hotel, but before I did that, I was able to walk around Frankfurt for a few hours, get breakfast in a cafe in downtown Frankfurt. Before leaving the Frankfurt area, I did go over to Point Betsy Lighthouse. It's a very beautiful lighthouse. It's not too far to the north of Frankfurt. So I got to walk over to where the lighthouse is and also check out the beach area there. Yeah, I need to get back over because I'm not really supposed to be over here unless I'm passing someone, but the car in the right lane is going the same speed limit, or the same speed as I am right now. So it's like he's not wanting me to get back over. Which is kind of rude because of the fact that I got over to this lane when he was getting on the freeway. Yep. We're leaving Roscommon County, entering Ogemaw County. I think it's Ogemaw County, excuse me. So then after the lighthouse, I went back into Traverse City, and I went to a restaurant called Harrington's by the Bay, or on the Bay. Had some really good whitefish. And what was cool about that restaurant is that I could look out the window to the left of me, and I could look out on the other side of M22 and see Grand Traverse Bay. Like, it was a very pretty sight. And then pretty much from there, I did stop in downtown Traverse City again because I had to buy a couple things from the M22 store that's on Front Street in downtown Traverse City. After that, I've been making my way back down to Metro Detroit. Yeah, overall, I had such a great time up in the area. It's one of my favorite areas in all of the state of Michigan. And the crazy thing is, I had not been there in several years. Which is crazy because, yeah, it's like I love the area so much, I've just not gotten over there for some reason. Now I can finally get over. But I filmed a few videos while I was up in the area too, which is a good thing because I have a lot of videos that are already on my channel that were filmed in that area, like Traverse City, Suns Bay, Sleeping Bear Dunes, Frankfurt. However, they're very old. Some videos are as old as, are like 10 years old, and they're filmed with a really old camera and with terrible quality. So I needed to replace all those videos anyway. So now I'm gonna have a lot better videos, or I'll have a lot better videos compared to what I used to have. east, keep in mind we're like the M55 has been running concurrently with I-75 for the past 11 miles. I think it's been 11 miles. Maybe it was only 7. So anyway, so get off here and you make a left turn. That is the continuation of M55, and that goes into downtown West Branch, and then eventually ends up over in Tawas City, over on Tawas Bay, over in Lake Huron. And then there's also Highway M30, which goes south from the West Branch area, and that'll take you back down toward, I think it goes east of Gladwin. I don't think it goes into Gladwin, but it takes you south. It eventually takes you down toward where Sanford, Michigan is, which is where that dam collapsed 3 years ago. There's no direct exit for M30, so you pretty much have to get off at M55 east if you're coming from the north, or at Business 75 you're coming from the south. Yeah, about a couple miles to the northeast of here, northeast of here is where the city of West Branch is located. And especially at the next exit coming up in a couple miles or so, it's a pretty popular exit for people to get off at for food or to fill up their gas tank. Like there's a lot of gas stations and a lot of restaurants, especially fast food restaurants at the exit. Which is the exit for Cook Road, although going north of the interchange is Business 75. And then here's M30 right here. As you can see, there's no exit for it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of restaurants. You got Arby's, Culver's, Applebee's, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, KFC, Burger King, Big Boy, Subway, Wendy's, Taco Bell. Looks like even more of a family restaurant too. So it's like almost all the different fast food restaurants you can think of that are in Michigan are at this exit. And yeah, I also see a few gas stations. It looks like there's even a small outlet mall too. So it is a nice stop if you need to fill up the gas tank, or if you need to eat something as you continue your way either up toward the Mackinac Bridge, or if you're heading back down to Metro Detroit. Because we really don't get to an exit with a lot of food options until you get back down to the Bay City area. Which, as a matter of fact, I'll probably maybe stop and get something quick to eat, maybe back down to maybe in the Saginaw area. That'll be well after I finish this video. Alright, so from here we got 23 miles to Standish, 52 miles to Bay City, and 61 miles to Saginaw. So we probably have like about another 23 minutes left in this video, approximately. It could be less than that, but I don't know. We always enjoy a trip up to northern Michigan, and I haven't had water yet while I've been doing this video, so I should probably drink some. I stayed at in Frankfurt was called the Hotel Frankfurt. Really nice hotel, like very insanely expensive, like $300, if not even $400 a night. And they weren't accepting points, which I don't understand. It's like you save up enough points to stay at either all the at the rewards programs for either Marriott or Hilton or Hyatt, and they're not accepting points or something. Like you have to pay cash. I was like, no thanks. But I'm kind of glad that happened, because I would not have stayed at the hotel in Frankfurt, which made it really nice, so that way I could easily take a look at some beautiful sunsets over on Lake Michigan. But yeah, but as much as I enjoy doing a bunch of travels around the United States or around the world, just keep in mind I went to 4 countries last year, because last year I went to the United Kingdom, I went to Serbia, went to Italy, and I went to the Vatican City, which the Vatican City technically is a country. It's the smallest country in the world. It's completely surrounded by Rome. So because of that, I had 4 countries last year. But I do enjoy doing different trips around the state of Michigan, because Michigan is such a fantastic state. Lots of cool things to see and do. And I need to get back up to the Traverse City area, or even like the area by Sleeping Bear Dunes. Again, hopefully even later in the year, potentially, even if I don't film a video, because I just love the area so much. Let's just say I do not want to wait 6-7 years to go back up again, because that was ridiculous. Trip, I for sure am planning to do something for the July weekend, where I'm going to be going back to Lake Michigan, but this time I'm going to the other side of Lake Michigan. I'm going to Wisconsin. I'm going to be spending a couple days over I'm staying in Green Bay technically, but I'm going to be going over to Door County, which, for what I was reading online, Door County, Wisconsin is considered to be the Cape Cod of Wisconsin, or the Cape Cod of the Midwest. And I absolutely loved going to Cape Cod in Massachusetts last month in April. Oh, and we are now entering Aranac County, which we will be in for the rest of this video. So, yeah, really looking forward to checking out Door County. So I think it'll be absolutely fantastic. I've heard a lot of great things about it, so I'm excited to go there. And I'll probably go. It's like I wanted to take the ferry across Lake Michigan, like from Ludington to Manitowoc, but from what I was reading online, the prices for that ferry is insanely expensive, especially if I'm going over with my car. I'd love to take that ferry over sometime, but I feel like I would maybe just go over just as me, and not with my car. Do like a day trip over to like Manitowoc or something, and then take the ferry back over to Ludington. Like that'd be a cool excursion. That way, if I were to do something like that, I'd be able to save money, so I wouldn't have to worry about having to pay for my car to take that across. So instead, I'm just spending the first night up in Gaylord, because I'm gonna be leaving here after work, just before the start of the holiday weekend for 4th of July, and then cut across the UP the next day. I might even stop in Escanaba, possibly. On this exit here, this is the exit for M33, which will take you north up to Rose City, Michigan, and then eventually I think it heads all the way up toward Rogers City, either to Rogers City or near it. County, Wisconsin, I'll probably come back down through Chicago. Which thankfully that'll be a lot easier now because I have the Easy Pass. Because I bought the Easy Pass for when I went to the Northeast or like the East Coast back in April. So it'll be a lot easier for the tolls in like the Chicago area. So I got that to look forward to, and then I'm going to decide what I'm doing in the month of June. There might be some other videos I like to do. So I'd love to get back over to Saugatuck because I went there once several years ago, and I think I need to film a new video because the video quality wasn't that great back then. I'd have to watch back the video first. But there's that, and there's also some more communities I'd like to check out up in northern Michigan as well too. And heck, I wouldn't even mind making like a long weekend trip, not a long weekend, but just a weekend trip over to Erie, Pennsylvania. Spend a weekend out there. We'll wait and see though. I could always do that in August or something. Yeah, there are a lot more places in Michigan I would like to see though. And also revisit. I do need to get back. I need to get back up to the UP as well too, like the other areas, like Marquette or Copper Harbor, Houghton. Also check out the Porcupine Mountains and like all of that area. Like the only thing is that like I have to plan a lot more time away to get up there because just to get to Marquette's like at least 7 hours from Metro Detroit. Spend like a long weekend up there. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that next year. Yeah, going back to the trip I just coming back from. Yeah, I swear I had perfect weather this weekend. Lots of sunshine, very little of any clouds, and it was very mild, not too hot, not too cold. And even when I was over on Lake Michigan, it was very calm and relaxing. I could not have asked for better weather for Traverse City, the Leelanau Peninsula, Sleeping Bear Dunes, Frankfurt, that whole area. Because when I was planning this trip, at least 2 months ago, I was like, watch it be a rain out and I would not be able to go up. Thankfully, the weather worked out in my favor. As a result, I was able to film a lot of great content for you guys here on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that on here. And of course, I'm sure I'll be posting a lot of things on Instagram and TikTok as well too. Driving back home to Metro Detroit. But yeah, at least it'll be nice. I don't have to go back to work tomorrow, so I have a nice relaxation day. It's like they say this a lot of times. It's like a lot of times when you go on vacation or something and you're going on a trip, it's like people always say it's like you need a vacation from your vacation. So it's kind of like what I'm doing tomorrow in a way, where I'm just going to be hanging out at home, not doing much of anything, just relax. several more minutes left in this video because we're not getting all that far away. And yeah, traffic is starting to build up a little bit. Got someone going really slow in the right lane and I can't get over just yet. But yeah, I can only imagine what this is going to be like tomorrow. Because yeah, traffic's slowing down a little bit. Even on the day where not a ton of people are driving back. But yeah, during holiday weekends, like the last day of a holiday weekend, whether it's Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, or Labor Day weekend, traffic can get really bogged down to where you can even see bumper-to-bumper traffic. And is that because of car crashes or accidents or people pulled over by police officers? It's just people doing silly stuff. But not only that too, but also a lot of people getting it back on the freeway. Because a lot of people do get back on or get onto I-75 from 23, coming over from Standish and Tawas and Alpena in that area. The Door County trip was in Wisconsin coming up around 4th of July weekend. It's like the funny thing is I was originally planning to go through Chicago and then up and then come back down this way, but I'd be coming back down on the 4th of July, which is a Tuesday, and that's when everybody's gonna be coming back down, so that would be a disaster. It's like, yeah, now watch when I do the Door County trip, I'll get rained on. Someone's kicking off a bunch of dust on that gravel road off to the right. Alright, and coming up in about another mile, we got the exit for M61, which that'll take you into Standish. With this video, there's still a few more of I-75 segments of I-75 South I have to film, including here in the Lower Peninsula. There's still like the northern part of the Lower Peninsula, coming down from the Mackinac Bridge, going down the Gaylord. There's also the stretch that's from 23 going all the way down to I-69, and then there's the stretch from I-69 going all the way down to I-94. That stretch I'll probably wait till the end of the year when construction's all complete in the Metro Detroit area. And this is the exit for M61. M61 East will go into downtown Standish, and you can hook up with 23. Then M61 West will take you out toward Gladwin. To go, we'll get to the exit 423. I'm wondering if they're going to be doing some road work over in this area soon. Wouldn't surprise me because the pavement does look a little old. It's not that bad, but yeah, it definitely looks a little old. Be looking and doing a repaving or something. It's hard to say though. All right, so we'll get ready to start wrapping up the video in the next minute or two. As a matter of fact, over that overpass up ahead, that's I-77 near south of Grayling, all the way to Highway 23, just southwest of Standish. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the adventure. And don't forget to